When time is of the essence, we have a great recipe for that your whole family will enjoy, plus a dessert. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne.
And on today's show, we have a quick, easy rice chili dinner and a no-bake cheesecake. There's no bake about it.
No bake at all.
Easy, easy, easy.
Very, very easy.
All right.
And it was submitted by Susan Hayter here of Dickinson.
Great.
And I tried it. It just comes out as such a pretty cheesecake. With the upcoming holidays, I think everybody's going to have to give it a try.
All right.
So
let's get started.
Let's start with our quick chili rice dinner. And you take about 3/4 pound. It says 3/4 pound of hamburger. But you know, when I bought it, I had a pound package. I'm going to just use a pound. That's just not going to make that much difference there. So we're going to want to brown that.
Okay.
And I just started in a skillet. And what's nice with this, you can make it all in one skillet, and you don't have to transfer it over. You can just serve it right from the skillet, and the less dishes you have to do. So
that's always a bonus.
So, and I would definitely start with lean hamburger. You don't want, this way you won't have to drain it and that. And so I always like to start with, at least 93% lean hamburger, if not 97. And so we're going to just brown that, and then we're going to put a 1/3 cup of onion in here, chopped onion, and just cook that together.
Okay.
Okay, we've got our hamburger and onion. It's already cooked. It's not pink anymore. So we're going to add just a little bit of pepper and salt to taste. It doesn't need a lot because we're going to have some other ingredients here that have extra spices to it. So
okay.
But I like to add just a little bit there, just a little bit of extra taste there. So we've got this, and then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of chili powder.
Okay.
So just any chili powder there.
So that's the chili part of this dish.
That's correct. That's where that word, the recipe comes in, chili, yes. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of dry mustard.
Okay.
It's not your prepared mustard, it's the dry mustard. And that definitely has a little bit more kick to it, spice than, your yellow mustard.
Sure does.
And then we're going to add... it says 15 ounces of tomato sauce. Well, I didn't have a 15 ounce of tomato sauce, so I'm just using 2 8-ounce cans. So I've got, a little bit more than I need.
But you have a little bit more hamburger too.
Right, I started with that. And then it says a 1/2 cup of water. So I'm going to put that water in my tomato can paste or tomato sauce cans and just rinse that out and get all the sauce out of there. And then we're going to bring that to a boil, and we're going to add, it says 10 ounces of corn. You can use frozen corn, you can use canned corn, and I'm going to use the corn. This doesn't have any liquid in it or anything, so I'm going to just pour that in there. And if I'd have had frozen corn on hand, that's probably what I use, because I use that a lot, is frozen corn.
Okay.
But either way, it's going to be just fine.
Now, is this a recipe that somebody submitted for us, or is this something that you've been making for quite a while?
It's a recipe I've had for a long time. In fact, we're going to use some minute rice on it, and I actually got it off of the minute rice box many years ago.
Oh, okay.
And it was, it's quick and easy, and it's good. And then I've got a cup of chopped green pepper.
Okay.
So we're going to put that in there. And
so it's a very colorful dish on top being good as well.
Right, yes. You got all that. And then we just want to bring that to a boil here. And we can just put our cover on it and bring it to a boil. And then we're going to add our minute rice. And that takes about 5 minutes. And it's going to be all ready to go. And then at the end, we're going to just put some shredded cheddar cheese on top.
Ready to
and
go.
ready to go. It's very easy, quick, simple, so something nice that we need when we're on the go all the time. So
sounds great.
And this, now we'll just start here now with our no-bake cheesecake.
Okay.
We're going to take, and just 2 boxes of your no-bake cheesecake, like that. That's what we start with. And we're going to use we're going to mix the crust. And get that cut in there. And you don't bake this crust, but you surely can if you would like your crust. But it is no bake, so nobody.
Stress no bake for those people, those doubters.
That's right. Okay, and then a 2/3 cup of melted butter.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that in there.
And again, you said this recipe was submitted by Susan Hyder here of Dickinson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that it was. And I'm going to just use a fork here just to blend that together. And then we're going to put it in, here we'll just move our mixer back here. And you want a spring foam pan. So that's what you're going to put that in, and you just put that on, press that on the bottom. Mixes up quickly.
It does, and again, for those people that have made the no-bake cheesecakes out of the box, they are really simple and fast. And
they are, but there's some extra ingredients that we're going to add to this, and it makes a nice, high cheesecake. It looks like you've really slaved over it.
All right, all for that.
Okay, yes. Okay, let's just put that in there. And then we want to just press it down.
Okay.
And I'm going to just use my hand and just press that.
These pans are really nice to bake with too, even making real cheesecakes, because they open up so nice and
yes, and it just all stays together.
It does.
Or whatever. So we can
nice
set that to the side there. And I already hear our liquid's boiling here. So I'm going to take that off here and just mix that up a little bit. And I'm going to add my 1 cup of minute rice.
Okay.
And just blend that in there together. And then we're going to turn it down, and about that 5-10 minutes is all that it's going to take, and it's going to be ready. So I will turn the heat down a little bit.
All right.
Okay, so we'll set that aside. Now we'll get with our cheesecake again here. We want 8-ounce package of cream cheese.
Okay.
So we're going to put that in there. And then there's like a 1/3 cup, or 1/4 cup of sugar.
Nice to have a recipe that you start with something that's not totally from scratch for making it quite a bit quicker to make.
It does. It really does. Now we need a 1/2 cup of milk in here, and then I'm going to just beat this a little bit here, but I suppose I better plug it in if we're going to beat it. Got to move it over here. We'll move our fry pan to the side a little bit more. So I just want to get that cream cheese a little bit softened.
Okay.
And then we're going to add a cup of milk, or 1/2 cup of milk in it. And we just want to beat that until the cream cheese is nice and smooth. Okay. So it isn't lumpy when you're adding your other ingredients. Okay, we have whipped a package of cream cheese and a half a cup of milk, and I'll just kind of show you. It just makes it a little light and fluffy, and we've blended the cream cheese really nicely so that it's not going to, be lumpy when we finish, put our other ingredients in there.
Okay.
So it does, ask for the 3 cups milk. We used a half a cup already, so we're just going to gradually add our 2.5 cups milk here. I'll just slowly add that in there while it's blending.
Now, does this recipe call for 2%? Does it matter if you use skim, or does it? I know sometimes skim milk recipes don't quite turn out as well.
Right. It doesn't really specify, and what I'm using and what I have used is just the 2% milk.
Okay.
I think skim milk might be a little bit too, not enough consistency in there, or it might be a little bit too watery.
Okay.
Or whatever. But yet, I don't know if you'd really notice that when you've got everything all blended in there and you have your cheesecake mix in there. You may not even.
You may not know.
Not know it.
Okay.
I think skim milk might be psychological if you don't use it all the time.
Right.
And people that use skim milk probably would find 2%, too much.
Okay.
So I think it'll be fine either way.
Okay.
So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our 2 packages of the Jell-O mix in here.
Of the filling portion.
Right. And that doesn't take very long to beat up, about maybe 3 minutes or so.
Okay.
And then from there, we're going to just fold in a package of Cool Whip.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to, it says at least to refrigerate it at least an hour before you use it. So you want to do that, but I already have one already made up so we can show it.
All right.
So,
well, the longer you set something like this up, a couple hours, or even if you make it the night before, if you're making it for a holiday or an event, I just think that you're just much better off. Well,
you're going to be just safer. It's going to be set well, and it's going to, hold together. But this does really hold nicely together. So we're gonna beat this about 3 minutes here.
Okay.
So then we'll be checking our chili rice dinner here. I'll just pull that over here. Get that out of the way. And looks like that rice is almost all pretty soft already. I think I'm going to leave it just about another minute or so.
Okay.
When we have this all done, then we'll go back to this. And then all we need to do is sprinkle some shredded cheddar cheese over it, and then it'll be done.
Sounds great.
Okay, we've beat that for about 3 minutes now, and it's nice and thick, stiff here. And now we're going to fold in a carton of Cool Whip.
Okay.
I'm going to just move this back here. And while I'm folding this Cool Whip in here, we put Ladyfingers around our pan here to, just to dress that up a little bit. It really makes it pretty.
All right.
And I would break the fingers when you have them like this, they will be stuck together. But I break them apart, and this way when you're cutting your cheesecake, you can have just that slice right there. It just pretty much measures your piece of cheesecake that you're going to make. Or I should say serve, because it makes a pretty high cheesecake. It's not, a small one at all.
Well, and sometimes after a big meal, you want something a little sweet, but you don't need a huge portion.
And it isn't real heavy. Like a lot of your cheesecakes that you bake, you use, 4 packages and even sometimes more of cream cheese. Mm-hmm. And it gets pretty rich.
It does. They're good.
That it is. So when you're folding in your whipped cream, don't use your mixer. Just use a spoon or the spatula. And so you can really see that we've got a lot of filling here.
And I would assume that there's different heights of spring foam pans or that you could purchase as well.
And there's some little bit bigger ones than this one here. I think it's a 9-inch, but I think that they do have, I've seen a little bit bigger ones than this.
Okay.
And you don't, spray that or grease it or anything like that. Let's just kind of work them a little bit closer and maybe get a couple more in here. And these are called Ladyfingers. And we probably might get one more right there. We probably have 2 left there. So then very carefully you're going to want to just put your filling in here. And once you get that started, your ladyfingers will be staying in place. Okay. Let's just get them up there.
All right, that looks pretty good. This is a very pretty dessert.
I think cheesecakes around the holidays are really nice, and even I always think of cheesecake around Valentine's Day too, making that. And you can put your favorite filling on top, if you like cherry, blueberry, raspberry, any kind of filling. And you're only going to put that on when you're going to serve it.
Right.
You're not going to, So you can really see that makes a very high cheesecake here.
Looks scrumptious.
Okay, so we're going to just set that aside here.
Okay.
And just before we show the other cheesecake, well, let's put some cheese on top of our chili rice dinner here.
All right.
And you can see that.
All the liquid soaked up with the rice.
Yep, and the rice is done. And I'm going to use cheddar cheese, and I've used it with Velveeta cheese too when I haven't had cheddar cheese.
Sure.
Because we do like Velveeta. And all you're going to have on there, it's just that it's going to melt, and then you're going to be ready to serve it.
All right, smells wonderful.
Okay. And now we're going to get our cheesecake that we have already have the finished product. See, all right there, and those ladyfingers just hold in place. And we're going to open up a can of cherries, and we're going to put some cherry filling on that.
And again, like you said, any filling, whatever you like.
Any filling that your family likes the best.
And some people may not even choose to do a filling, just what the cheesecake itself.
That's
there
right,
it is.
yeah.
Is good.
Yeah. Absolutely, you just don't. Or I think even just taking that and without that and maybe just drizzling some chocolate across.
Sure.
And having some chocolate curls.
Mm-hmm.
So you just use your imagination there to what you may want to put on there. So just look at how
beautiful,
nice that looks.
It does.
Okay. And then we're going to just get a dish, and we're going to scoop up some of that chili rice dinner here too. See how that looks.
That doesn't take long for the cheese to melt.
No, the cheese is melted, and so we're going to just spoon some of that out. And what's nice, I mean, you have your vegetables, you got your hamburger, you got your rice, you know, to taking care of your, like a potato or whatever. So
a meal in one.
it is. And, you know, and just to serve that with maybe some crescent rolls or some biscuits or even, you know, we have featured some breadsticks. That recipe, that goes good with this too.
Sure.
So there we go. That is so quick and easy. And, you know, that cheesecake, you know, for as scrumptious as it looks, it wasn't that hard.
No, it doesn't. It's just a couple extra ingredients outside of the no-bake boxes. Beautiful.
That's right.
Beautiful.
So,
and to get these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you. We'd also like to thank the Workshop as our sponsor. And again, when time is of the essence, please come to us. Thank you so much and have a great day.